going to talk about Bunt Pans. What is a Bunt Pan? Very simply, it's a cake pan in a variety of sizes that has a centerpiece coming up through so that you create a hollow in the middle of your cake. The reason that is a great idea is that a bundt cake is typically a heavier, denser cake, and if you just use your traditional flat round pan, the center doesn't get to cook as evenly or as quickly, so the outside of your cake is done before the inside's done. So by having this core, it almost acts like a heating core, the hot air in your oven is circulating around the pan and up through the center of it, so your cake is baking not only from the outside in, but from the inside out. What that means is you're going to get a beautiful crispy crust on your cake, but your inside's going to be very moist and just kind of melt in your mouth, which is what bundt cakes do. The history of the bundt pan is kind of interesting. In 1950, a group of women were looking for a replacement for their ceramic cake pans. They kept breaking them, and they wanted a certain size, a certain look to their cake pan, so a company in the States developed this bundt pan. The word bundt came from bun, which was German for a small gathering. So what the cake pan company did was they added a T so they could trademark it, and that's your bundt pan. And these things basically sat on the shelves for 40 years until 1996, when Pillsbury held a contest to make it for cakes, and a woman made a chocolate fudge bundt cake, and it was a tunnel cake, which means that it had a layer of cake, a layer of fudge, and a layer of cake. Well, I guess literally the phones rang off the hook. They sold millions of them. Nobody wanted the recipe, everybody wanted the pan. And from that point on, so this pan has not really been around all that long as a pan, but it has gone through a few evolutions. It started as a very heavy cast pan. They're always quite intricate. They're not just a simple round pan. They require a lot of greasing or spraying, and the best thing to do is to use oil or soft butter and a brush and brush into all the crevices and then flour the whole thing. If you don't do that, you do run the risk of your cake being stuck in your pan because it doesn't have that smooth surface to release. This one's pretty, Christmas wreath. What they've done recently is come out with a very light model. This is an aluminum model. It's going to be very simple and easy to clean. It's not going to take a lot to release the pan, or the cake from the pan. And you can tell it has ridges. The company that originally developed this for this group of women in 1950 did it deliberately so that you would know where to cut, so that everybody would get an even slice, which if you come from a family of 5 like I did, that's important. Nobody should be bigger than anybody else's. But the other thing to know about bundt pan, these ones are typical bundt pans, straight up and down curves. They've come out with a beautiful swirl. A bundt cake is not usually iced. It has a glaze on it. Maybe it has a lemon glaze of icing, or just dust it with icing sugar. Just a variety of sizes, 12, 10, and 8 cup would be your sizes. Very simple cakes, and one little secret, if you're ever struggling to get a cake out of a pan and it just will not come out, get a bath towel wet, heat it in your microwave for a minute, put your hot cake pan down on it, and the steam off the towel releases your cake from your pan. So, great! Happy bunting!